Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. Welcome back to another News I Missed, where I go over, that's right, news I missed, because there's always so much stuff happening in the space, so I bring you these extra videos on the weekend. As always, a great way to support the channel is by leaving a like, by leaving a comment, or by subscribing. It does help with the algorithm. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Social video sharing network known as TikTok, which now counts more than 1 billion global monthly users, geez Louise, will be releasing a series of NFT collectibles with celebrity partners Lil Nas X and Gary Vaynerchuk. The firm has announced TikTok will tap some of the top creators to issue 6 NFTs based on existing, they say, culturally significant videos shared on their service. An NFT is a blockchain-based receipt of sorts, allowing holders to prove ownership of a scarce digital item, such as a video file or digital artwork. For example, the TikTok Top Moments collection will span 6 different NFT drops. Rapper Lil Nas X is the subject of the first drop on the 6th of October, with an NFT based on a TikTok video by artist Rudy Willingham. The video, a stop-motion homage to Lil Nas X's popular, saying Lil Nas X is it's a lot. Popular Montero Call Me By Your Name music video has garnered millions of interactions via the service. I'm almost certain. I don't use TikTok, but I just assume it's... Anyway, so yeah, this is very popular news. This was all over the place over the course of the week, give or take. There's been a lot of, there were hints that TikTok was planning on doing this. A lot of other companies are doing the exact same thing. The digital NFT collectible space is kind of really taking off quite quickly. I think a large portion of the news, at least for me, I don't know the extent of the popularity of Gary V. Oh, also Grimes is apparently there. I think Grimes is Elon Musk's girlfriend. I think that was the news that I saw somewhere. Anyway, the point is, I think the more important part for me is that all of this is going to be built on top of Ethereum, which is great. It's also interesting that, and I'll put it to you this way, there's so many other blockchains out there who have come to life in an effort to try and take over Ethereum or to replace Ethereum or displace Ethereum, but every single major project always ends up choosing Ethereum. And the other part of it is that they're going to be built on top of Immutable X. For those of you who are not really into the NFT space, Immutable X is like the... it's not a brand new Ethereum. It's like layer 2 for Ethereum, but it's like this transactionless fee kind of thing that everyone is using. Anyway, I'm rambling on. So this is going to continue for a very long time. I was looking at the photo and I couldn't really... I think I see boots and someone's head and an upside down skateboard. I'm not really understanding what a lot of that has to do with... Is that a planet? I'm not really sure. Anyway, so yeah, TikTok is going to be releasing some NFTs. I assume we will hear how popular they are, and then they'll start releasing a lot more, and then that gets more people into the NFT space because it looks like it's definitely here to stay with all the popularity that we've been seeing. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, Facebook has announced it will allocate $50 million to a 2-year fund tasked with beginning work on realizing the firm's vision for a virtual metaverse. For those of you who do not know, Facebook is trying to create their own world. I know that sounds a bit dystopian, but it's basically going to be a digital world. If you've never seen the movie Ready Player One or anything like that, it's basically they're trying to make a world where you put on a digital headset and you basically enter this new planet or space, if you will. They're not the first people to do this by any means. It's just that they're Facebook, so they have the actual name to go with it. A Monday announcement articulates Facebook's roadmap for building its metaverse, with the funding slated to back global research and program partners looking to build out the platform in addition to internal research. They said the metaverse won't be built overnight by a single company. We'll collaborate with policymakers, experts, and industry partners to bring this to life. I think a lot of the metaverses that won't be involved with, and I dare say policymakers, will probably be the ones that end up making it in the long term. This is going to be a very watered down, you know, family friendly metaverse kind of thing where you can look at digital giraffes and go to digital zoos and stuff like that. But that's not the stuff that really sells. Not saying that it has to be more explicit than that, but there are a lot of other projects who I won't name out there who are making their own metaverses within the cryptocurrency space that are going to actually be decentralized. So if you own land in these worlds, which you can also do, you can basically do whatever you want. And that's where I think the actual magic will happen. They said the metaverse will allow people to interact with one another, digital objects, and the physical world through their avatar in a virtual environment. Funding will be dispersed through Facebook's XR program and research fund. So I guess the news is that this is now official. We've known for a while that Facebook was trying to do this. We had rumors about this around summertime, even before then, that Facebook was going to be building their own world. Anything else that anytime that something else looks like it could potentially catch on, Facebook tries to do it. It's the same exact thing with Facebook trying to make their own coin. They saw that Bitcoin made it and was doing really well, and that stable coins were also kind of out there. So Facebook was like, cool, we'll do the exact same thing. So there are, once again, I think 3 other major companies right now who are building their own metaverse and who have built their own metaverse in the cryptocurrency space. You know, they're still selling land, yada, yada, yada. But Facebook is trying to be a part of it as well. Sure, why not? A lot of people are very excited about this still. The news that we had before from Facebook's currency, when they first announced it, was that they were thinking of potentially, after getting regulatory approval, integrating Bitcoin and Ethereum as actual coins on their platform as well. Sure, why not? We'll see if that actually ends up happening. And I guess also, you know, the blending of all these different things. But I have a feeling I have a feeling Facebook's is going to be kind of terrible, but a lot of people are excited about it. Let's move on. Next up, Andrew Peel, that is P-E-E-L, head of digital assets markets at Morgan Stanley, joined Blockworks for an interview during their Digital Assets Summit in New York conference after he spoke during the Future of Financial Services and Digital Assets panel. A lot of very rich people are basically... it's not that I'm trying to put it in a nice way. Like, they're kind of all mimicking each other over and over and over. So like, when you look at the actual future of where they believe the cryptocurrency space is going, it's usually kind of just in one box, if you will. They all believe that cryptocurrencies are becoming or have become their own asset class. More so on the topic of actual Bitcoin. Bitcoin is becoming like this major thing that they are telling us at these events is now being spoken about by some of the richest people at the head of the board table who are like, hey, we have to figure out a way to actually start allocating money into this Bitcoin thing as well. Andrew Peel said he sees traditional finance and digital assets continuing to evolve in parallel, but at some point they will join so that traditional services will be available on blockchains. Nothing too spectacular. I thought the timing of this article was actually quite funny because actually after that came out, this one came out. It says 62% of financial institutions plan to invest in crypto in 2022. I'm surprised that they haven't done so already. It's actually kind of weird. I think if any major company doesn't have some type of a huge allocation into crypto at this point, I wonder what they're really thinking, especially if by the time we get to 2022, if we have really crazy prices, they'll look back and be like, why didn't you buy this before when prices were a lot lower? The institutions are definitely here. The banks are definitely here. The countries are also here as well, buying up tons of cryptocurrency. So once again, don't fake as if you did not know that all this was taking place in a couple of years when prices have completely skyrocketed. But I think the constant discussion of rich money, that the money's here and that they're actually accumulating behind the scenes while other people aren't paying attention is quite fascinating, at least to me. So that's the rich people news. And let's move on. Also, in popular news, I don't know, the El Salvadorian president has revealed that the country has started Bitcoin mining using volcanic energy. President Bukele, I think that's how you say it, said that the testing and installation process is still going on, but the country has officially started mining Bitcoin, and I guess that's their mining wallet. They got about 1 million Satoshis, but I assume that was a couple days ago. They say we're still testing and installing, but this is officially the first Bitcoin mining from the Volcano, which I assume is a smashing of the word volcano and Node. Clean Bitcoin mining was one of the other important missions of the president when he announced in June, during the same time when the country's Congress passed Bitcoin as legal tender. However, the controversy and hype around Bitcoin overshadowed. No, that's nonsense. None of that. No. I'm not going to even get into that because a lot of that was stupid made up stuff that was actually in the news. So the point is, cool. We had news earlier this year that they were thinking of accepting Bitcoin in their country. And then we got news that they were going to make it legal tender. It became legal tender. And then we got news that they were thinking of mining Bitcoin with volcanoes, which, if you remember that video, I sat there not simply understanding how in the world they were going to be using magma to mine Bitcoin. And then somebody was like thermal energy. And then I was like, gotcha. So, yeah, you can't tell me that's not cool. I mean, like 10 years ago, when you heard about Bitcoin and that people had to like use computers for it, did you think that anybody would be using a Volcano? Probably not. And yet, alas, here we are. So I assume they're going to be doing that over the entire country. How many volcanoes do they have that they can... All right, anyway, so cool. Good luck to them. I wish them the best in their endeavors, and I mean that in the nicest way because I think they're one of the very few countries who gets it, and others still haven't. Uh-huh. And also in news that's not really news, and it shouldn't have been news, but alas, it is news. The Monetary Authority of Singapore, the chief financial regulator in the country, issued crypto licenses to DBS Bank and DBS Vickers, an Australian exchange independent reserve. Sure, why not? The license would allow the two firms to offer crypto brokerage services to native customers. Australian Exchange Independent Reserve, that's a long name, became the first from the country to offer its services to retail and institutional investors in Singapore. DBVS would support asset managers and financial giants to settle their crypto payments via the DBS Digital Exchange. Both DBS and Independent Reserve obtained in principle approval from MAS to offer crypto token services back in August of this year. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, there are a lot of countries who are making it very, very difficult to actually launch or have cryptocurrency exchanges. Singapore is one of them. The entire idea is that they want complete control over any cryptocurrency exchanges being launched within their country or that any of their citizens actually have access to. Therefore, it's big news. Like I said, it shouldn't be news, but it's news. So therefore, the news is that 2 new cryptocurrency exchanges were allowed or given the thumbs up to be able to work in that country. They're not the only country doing this. There are many other countries who are like really scrutinizing every single thing that happens. I think a lot of countries are very afraid of being laughed at or looked at incorrectly in that if they kind of give access to everyone for these different products and things and something goes wrong, something goes awry, something is amiss, that they will feel like, oh, we should have, regulated a little bit more. So but they're clamping down so hard that like it stops any type of innovation within the country. So cool. Yeah, we got 2 places who can now be cryptocurrency exchanges. I don't know if they know how the internet works. Coinbase is still a website away, as is Binance, and so are Kraken. But alas, regulators are going to regulate, so that's just how things are. It's not that it will never end, but more so I look forward to what the future is going to hold because I think the cryptocurrency space is going to surprise a lot of people. That's a good way of saying it. All right, good job. Yeah, I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, that's wow, $28 million. Great day, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are. Who just sent $28 million for the blockchain? Wherever you are, wherever you might be, I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. I just sit here looking at the numbers sometimes. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.